Strawweight bout here. Patricia Alujas against Yulia Polastri. Those are some names. Minus 375 for Polastri and plus 275 for Alujas. Alujas coming in at sits at 9-2 in her professional career. 11-3 for Polastri. Once again, we're getting a fighter who has been on the Contender Series before. Polastri was on the Contender Series back in 2021. She fought Jasmine DWCS, and she lost. That's her only loss in the past 5 years. That is for Polastri, and Patricia Alujas hasn't been on the Contender Series before, so she's a fresh meat. Coming in here, women's strawweight bout. So, I mean, it's not always the clearest path as far as, reads go. And you're looking at regional tape for Alujas. So it's really tough to, gauge these type of fights. I mean, you're looking at Alujas. Her losses are to Mabeli Lima, who's actually a pretty decent fighter, 9-2. And Maria Vega, who is 3-5-2. So, I mean, you're looking – it's just not the greatest. I mean, you're looking at Alujas on tape. Striker, I mean, for the most part, she wants to stand and strike. That's what I was gauging. And it's not like she has some big power or anything. It's women's strawweight. Polastri, when I was watching her on film, she's got some pretty decent striking as well. In her last fight, she got the arm triangle choke in round 1 in the LFA, and she looked pretty good in that one. I mean, Brenda Godig is 6-0, and she gave her first loss. She looked pretty good in that one. She's the rightful favorite for sure, but it's a greasy one to me. What are you thinking in this one?
Yeah, she's definitely the rightful favorite, and on the feet, she's a pretty decent striker. I think she's a lot better when she's going forward than going backwards. I've noticed on some of these LFA fights, girls kind of, hit her pretty easily when she's got to back up and fight off of her back foot. Like in her last fight, she was getting pieced up, and I think it was Brenda who shot a takedown, and Patricia ended up Polastri ended up reversing it and did some ground and pound and finally got the finish. But for Alujas, you look at some of her tape, and she's fighting in really, really low-level promotions outside of World Series of Fighting back in 2018. She had a couple of fights. But, I think her striking's decent, and she could have success if she's the one marching forward. But, I mean, only fighting a couple times in the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, really. I don't like that, man. I hate these fighters that come in on this show without a lot of activity, especially against a girl like Polastri, who's fought in, Jasmine DWCS, and since that loss on the Contender Series, a decision loss too, got a win over Faria by decision and has 2 finishes off that. So I like Polastri here. I think even if she gets touched up a little bit, I do think she's got some grappling in her back pocket. I think she's going to be a pretty strong girl compared to Alujas, and if she gets the fight to the ground, she's shown that she has good control. She can find submissions and land good ground and pound. I just think she's going to be a little bit more high level than Alujas here. So I'm going to take her for the pick.
Yeah, rightful favorite. I think she's a little bit better on the feet. I think on the ground she'll be a little bit better as well. Better competition. A loss to Jastovicius ages pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll take her for the pick. And, minus 375. We're not saying anything crazy, but
yeah,
Dana White Contender Series dogs have been looking good.